All right, what's up, guys? Choker here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 212, and for this week, we have another Vanilla Long Seed for this week. All right, so we have 11 flags for this weekly seed. Let's go ahead and take a look at them and see what we are dealing with. Starting off, we have a girl start. We have restrictive logic as always. Hard complexity is going to be in play this seed. So basically what that means for those who don't know is that the progression items could be more difficult to get to. They could be behind chains. They could be in more obscure locations. So we will have to keep that in mind during this run. We also have hints disabled. It is what it says. There are no hints available for us to utilize. Aside from the hints at the Witch's Castle, those are still intact. If we find ourselves over there, we can take a look at that hint. But other than that, there are no other hints. We also have vanilla bosses. It is what it says. All the bosses are in their vanilla location. So Mantis Ant, for example, is going to be at the Mantis Ant spot. No chest drops from enemies. We have no trash weapons. Basically, we don't have to deal with Watts forging us a trash weapon since there are no trash weapons. We also have speed up improvements disabled. Basically, this is a nerf to the girl's speed up spell where usually it gives you faster charge on your weapons and faster movement through maps. That will not be happening on this seed. So basically, speed up is going to act like it does in vanilla. So it's not going to do too much. We also have random enemy spawns. We can see any enemy in any area of the game. We have 3.0 experience multiplier. Now, this is a flag that definitely needs to be respected because honestly, a 3.0 XP multiplier flag can get you into trouble if you don't know how to deal with it. So we will have to keep that in mind. Triple experience, while it sounds nice, your characters level up faster and whatnot. That also means the enemies will level up faster as well, and they will scale faster. So this can be a dangerous flag to deal with. So we got to be careful of that. Last but not least, we have a 2.0 gold check multiplier. Basically, any gold check that is available is going to be double. Usually it is set to anywhere between 100 and 1,000. On this seed, it's going to be set to 200 to 2,000. And we can get, any amount in between those values. So yeah, this seed could be pretty rude, especially since we're running triple XP plus hard complexity. Those two flags by themselves can definitely make this seed pretty tough. Depending on where everything is, obviously. Disabled hints doesn't give us any help either. No chest drops doesn't give us any help either. So, like I said, this could be a pretty tough seed, but we'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, triple XP is one of the worst flags there is. And like I said earlier, you may think that, triple XP is good, but it's actually not. Especially since the default scaling is set to match player, which means the enemies will gain levels when we do. All right, Javelin start is int and fire today. Okay, so since we are running triple XP, I am going to try, operative word being try, I'm going to try to avoid Pure Land like the plague. All right, Sword Orb. We may not have a choice but to go there, depending on what's there. Some progression may be there, etc. But I'm going to try to avoid Pure Land at all costs. Okay, Silver Band Tiger Suit in the shop. Okay, we're gonna head on towards Gaius Naval here. So I think what I want to do here, we're gonna do a traditional freebies into Pandora Ruins, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, another sword orb. Sword orb for the sword that we don't have. All right, nothing on Elder. Okay, Sylphid required for Earth Palace. Good to know. And of course, we're going to gather our information as we go, as we usually do. All right, whip up there. Whip out. Now, it is vanilla bosses, yes, but we're not going to mess with any bosses right now. Okay, shop has coon caps, elbow pads, chain vest is good, ruby armet, ivy amulet. Okay, there's some really good stuff in that shop actually. So I gotta remember that shop. Alright, now since we are running triple XP, it is going to take 5 kills to get to level 2. So we don't want to... There's a spider legs, isn't it? I'm going to reset that. Okay. It's going to take 5 kills to get to level 2. Instead of the usual 8. Alright, so what I might do here is pop 3 enemies to get the javelin to level 1, and then our 4th kill is probably going to be the Tasnica enemy. I'm going to try to stay level 1 for the entirety of our freebies run. I'm going to try to anyway. Okay, vest guard, bandana, unicorn helm, wolf band. Right now we're just gathering information, seeing what's in shops. We're gonna hit up Fire Palace and Moon Palace orbs eventually to see what they are, in case we need to go in those places. Okay, tiaras. Yep, tiaras. Okay, tiaras, nice. We saw raccoon caps in Dwarf Village though. We also want to try and find some money on some of these checks. Hopefully we find some. Because if we don't, then this early game could be pretty rough. Alright, let me be careful here. We're getting bursted, unfortunately. Okay, Axe Orb and Glove Orb, okay? Since it is hard complexity, I'm not expecting too much from our freebies, but you never know. There could be some progression. There could be like an axe or a whip or a sprite, something like that in our freebies. Alright, Matango, Frosty Ring, Hair Ribbon, Duck Helm. Alright. Not too interested in those. Frosty Ring I might come back for later, I don't know. Right now I'm looking for Power Wrist. I'm looking for probably Kung Fu Dress. Okay, there's $1,000. That's actually nice. We'll take that for sure. Okay, I'm actually going to stop by Gold Isle and check the shop. I usually don't do this, but I want to try to armor our girl up as soon as I can. Okay, Wolfband. Okay, there's Coon Cat. We're going to take that. Take that for now. Alright, so Raccoon Cap's a very good start. We definitely want to try and find Power Wrist somewhere, and maybe Kung Fu Dress if I have enough money. I think Kung Fu Dress is 350. Power Wrist is 150, so I need 500 gold to get both of those if I find them. So here's hoping that we find some more money. Okay, there's the Sea Hare tail. That's nice. And we will most definitely take that. We'll check out Ice Palace chest here. Gotta kill this. We could kill one more enemy here. There we go. Alright, so Javelin's level 1. Alright, Bow Orb. I think I'll check Toto's shop for Power Wrist. Or Kung Fu Dress, either one. I want them both, honestly. If we don't find Kung Fu Dress, I'll settle for the Chain Vest instead. Headgear, Lazring, okay. Alright, so from here we go, let's see, Lighthouse into Tasnica, Turtle Isle, Kakara. I might toss in the Mandala shop on the way. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting much from our freebies, but you never know what the randomizer will do. It could be something that'll help us out. We also have a fire elemental javelin, and the bosses are vanilla, so we can hit up places like Triple Tonpole, because that boss is weak to fire. Houdini's Cave, that boss is weak to fire. We can kill those guys relatively quickly, even at level 1. Okay. Alright, so I should need one more kill to level... Yep, one more kill to level 2. Alright, so let's check the shop here. Magical armor. Okay, chest guards are here. It's not really where I want to see this, actually. Frosty rings here. Okay. But yeah, triple XP and hard complexity is just a nasty combo. Okay, nothing there. Because depending on where everything is, you may have to kill a bunch of bosses. We may end up at a high level, and the enemies are going to scale. Of course, they're going to scale quicker than normal. And since we don't have access to chest drops, money could be more difficult to come by. Unless we kill bosses. Or unless you purposely farm, which defeats the purpose. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm trying to avoid the Pure Land like the plague. I mean, I'll go to Pure Land if I have to. If there's, something there that I need to finish the run, like the axe or the whip, for example. Then we have to go there. But I'm going to try to avoid it at all costs. Alright, Dryad. Okay, so Dryad required for the first orb in Fire Palace. Let's stop by Kokara. We'll check the shop, turn in the Sea Hare Tails, see what that gets us. Okay, Tiger Caps are here, and that's pretty much all that's here. That's affordable anyway. Alright, Sea Hare Tail gets us Undini. Okay, that's good to have. Because you never know, Undini might be required for Grand Palace, we don't know. So that's good to see. Alright, now we're going to head on towards Moon Palace. We'll check the orb. And then we go Empire, stop by Mera, check out Castle, check out Ruins. Okay, Sulfit needed for the Moon Palace. We also, of course, have to find the sprite at some point, as well as the whip. Alright, Mary, what you got? Nothing. Okay. Well, not nothing, but she had an axe orb, which is pretty much nothing to me right now since I don't have the axe, obviously. This is a pretty barren freebies run, honestly, which I'm not surprised since it's hard complexity. Alright, what you got? Gauntlet. Okay, there's our power wrist. You take that. Okay, overalls, Golem Ring is here, Tiger Bikini's here as well. Okay. I mean, if push comes to shove, we can sit on our Kung Fu suit. Oh, not that. We saw Chain Vest back in Dwarf Village. Because right now we actually don't have enough for a Kung Fu dress, so I might have to go get that Chain Vest. Or, like I said, we can just sit on the Kung Fu suit. Steel cap, Krill cap, damn, alright. This is also a seed where we are going to save split like mad. We're going to save split literally everything if we can, except for those checks that we really can't save split. Alright, Sword Orb, Boom Orb, Scope Out. Okay, let's reset that since we don't want to get bursted. There we go. Because honestly, the last thing we want is to end up at some obscenely high level, like 30 or 35, and fighting Mana Beast. Well, honestly, Mana Beast shouldn't be an issue if we find Shade. But as far as other enemies are concerned, we don't want to be at an obscenely high level. We really don't. So that's why we absolutely want to save split as much as possible. Because, like I said, triple XP is not a nice flag. And when you compare, when you add that with hard complexity, it's just downright brutal if the seed goes on for too long. And you have to kill a bunch of bosses for your progression. Okay, there's the Earth Seed. We got slowed, unfortunately, which... go ahead and rope out. You get cast Remedy, sure. Might as well. Ooh, okay, water seeds here too. I'm gonna go ahead and check the back chest. I might as well. Alright, so 2 seeds, which is nice. That doesn't exactly help us right now, but we do have 2 seeds. So ideally, we want to find the sprite sooner rather than later. So here's hoping that the sprite, is not sitting at a higher complexity level, which I doubt it, but you never know. Alright, so let's see. Coming upon the end of our freebies run here, we can't really check anything else right now for free. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're going right to Pandora Ruins here. Yeah, like I said, we're going freebies into a Pandora Ruins run, which is pretty standard. I'm going to go ahead and drop a save. Okay, so the boss in Ruins is going to be Wallface, since it is vanilla bosses. Wallface is weak to Earth, which we don't have any access to right now, unfortunately. Only elements we have access to right now are fire, and if I cast Ice Saber, ice. Here's hoping I don't get slowed here. Good. Alright, now I gotta think about what I want to do after this, though. Early game clear seems kind of sus, honestly. I mean, Tropicalo, Mantisant, Kilroy. We'll see after what. We'll see after the treasury. All right, so this fight is probably going to be like a war of attrition because we have to fight through Cure Water, most likely. Yep, there it is. All we can do is sneak in whatever damage we can right now. Oh my gosh. I meant to throw my javelin right there. That's my fault. The right eye is going to run out of MP pretty soon. Okay. Yeah, he's out of MP. No, we should have him pretty soon here. There we go. Not bad. I think he healed only twice there. Maybe 3 times. I wasn't really counting, but didn't matter. Okay, so that one fight shot us to level 4. Alright, Glove Orb and the Gold Key. Okay. Gold Key gives us access to another free check. We'll check the shop. Check the treasury. See what's there. Ooh, okay. Chest guards are here. Cobra bracelet, steel cap. Alright, there's Kung Fu dress. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Alright, so as far as defense, we should be okay for a little bit. We don't have to worry about armor until probably like level 14 or 15 or so. Alright, Jab Orb. I honestly want to go turn in the Water Seed here and see what's behind that. Alright, what do we got? Glove Orb. Ooh, the Whip there. Dark Seeds there. Boom Orb, Spear Orb, and Bow Orb. Okay, so the Whip and the Dark Seed. Actually, I might change my mind here. Okay, so the Whip puts Ice Palace in play. It also puts the Grand Palace chest in play. We can check that right now, actually. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is check the first 2 orb rooms and see what elementals we need. Okay, Whip is Agility Confuse. And what I might do here is go Water Palace, Undini's Cave, into Ice Palace. I might do that. Okay, so shades required. Good to know. And okay, shade and shade. All right, so not much help there. I was hoping to get 2 different elementals, but unfortunately we did not. So we only know of 1 elemental that is required to finish this run. We'll check the Grand Palace chest down here real quick. Go ahead and hit that while I'm here, so I don't have to do that later. Sword. Okay, so sword is here. What's on this thing? Ooh, okay, light agility. Interesting. Yeah, I'm feeling Water Palace. Turn in the Water Seed. We check Undini's cave since we're going to be in that area. And then I go Ice Palace. I think that's what I'll try to do here. Both Ice Palace bosses, the Water Palace boss and the Undini's cave boss, are all weak to fire. We do have a fire element weapon, so I'm gonna try and knock those guys out. See what's behind those checks. And we also have a light elemental sword, so I might hit up Empire after that. Or better yet. Okay, let me save first. Witch's Castle is also in logic now. I could go there and grab a hint and do that check as well. So let's do Water Palace into Undini's cave into Witch's Castle. Let's try doing that. Into Ice Palace. So we're about to put this javelin to work, because all of those bosses are weak to fire except for Spiky Tiger, which is weak to water. Yes. Yep. Woo, nice hit. We take those all day. There's a reason why I check what's on my weapons at the beginning of every seed. And it's to help me make decisions later on down the line on what checks I want to make, what bosses I want to kill. And it's even better that it's vanilla bosses, because we know what bosses where. Okay, glove orb there. We have 5 orbs for the glove that we don't have. Alright, Luca has a bow orb and a jab orb. Okay, what we do here, we do not save. We're going to check Undini's cave right now. If there's nothing at Undini's cave, then we reset. If there is something here, then we have to keep it, as well as the levels we gain. So let's see. Alright, we're not going to bother charging here. Not yet, anyway. Alright, now we can charge. I didn't think that hit was going to go through. Hit. Nice. Okay, that put us at level 8, I believe. Is there anything here? Boom orb. Glove orb. No, we reset. We absolutely reset. Okay, so nothing at the Water Palace, nothing at Undini's Cave. We are going to go Witch's Castle here. We are reset back to level 4. Again, we want to save split as much as possible. I'm going to do an XP check here. 72. I might be able to get this sword to level 1. Without leveling up. I should be able to. That's 72. 63. Yeah. Alright, we're fine. Honestly, what I might do here, since this next boss is weak to ice, is cast 2 remedy spells to get my Undini to level 1. That way I get 8 shots of Ice Saber instead of 4. I might just do that. We are going to save first, though. I think that's a no combat zone down there, so I'm going to do it now. I think it is. I'm not sure. Okay. So this gets us 8 charges of Ice Saber instead of 4. And we can utilize that on this next boss. Go ahead and drop a save. And see what we got here. Please move. Thank you. Sometimes the enemies in Pull to Chair Spot are annoying. Or not Pull to Chair Spot, but I Spy Spot. They're annoying because you can't shove them. Alright, let's see what this hint says. Sprite is mid. Okay, so that's a good hint. So now we know where to look for the sprite. So after this, we are definitely going Ice Palace into Empire. For sure. Okay, here comes Spiky Tiger. Alright, that's fine. I need to get him down though. Probably better if I cast Ice Saber on my Javelin, but that's fine. There we go. We got unlucky that he hit, he jumped up toward the post the ledges up there. Okay, level 6. Axe Orb. And we're still okay as far as defense. Alright, what do we got? Okay, there's the spear and an axe orb. Do we keep this? Nah, we don't need the spear. We don't need the spear. Alright, so we are out of here. Alright, so Ice Palace it is. We know where the sprite is. Not exactly, but we know what part of the game he's in. So we're gonna go hunt down the sprite right now. Alright, so Ice Palace. Honestly, I probably should just make a save and full clear Ice Country. I think I'll do that actually. Because heaven forbid the sprite is sitting at the dang salamander oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and full clear Ice Country right now. And then once we do that, we head on towards Empire. We'll full clear Northtown Castle. We'll full clear Northtown Ruins. And hopefully find the sprite in one of these spots. Because we know where he is. Not exactly, but we know what part of the game he's in. $22. Interesting. We're just going to use level 1 sword attacks here. Okay. I don't want to stray too far from him because he might start casting magic on me. Swung too early there. Oops. Oh, he stayed. Yeah, Boreal Face tends to cast magic on you when you're a certain distance from him. Like, he'll start casting stuff like Sleep Flower and Burst, and we can't have that. Or he'll heal himself. So that's why you want to stay relatively close to him. Alright. Another dang glove orb. Right? No. $800 though. Is that worth keeping? Yeah, probably. I think I'm gonna keep that. $800 is actually a pretty significant amount of money, so we're gonna go ahead and keep that. We are going back to Toto. We're gonna save. Do I want to reforge? Probably not. No. We still have our fire element javelin, which we're going to use in Ice Palace. We're going to keep our sword at level 1 for now, since it has light element. We can kill the Northtown Ruins bosses faster. I could force the whip too, but I'm not really using it, so I might as well leave it as it is. Alright, XP check. At 143, okay. Yeah, I know we're double dipping Ice Palace, but sometimes you just have to double dip. It is what it is. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and swap to our javelin here. And we're going to do the same thing we did last time with the other tom pole. No, 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 no. All right, it's healing. I should have kept it. There we go. Luna! Luna is good. Not to mention, Luna might be required for Grand Palace. We don't know yet. But Luna is definitely nice to see. Oh my god. The dang bee body blocked the door, so I couldn't get past. Alright, whatever. That bee was like, you're not getting through here without getting silenced. Yeah, I can't cast moon energy until my silence wears off, unfortunately. I might not need to, honestly. Nice handstand prim. Yeah, I might not need to, honestly. Casting moon energy here is probably pretty greedy. We don't want that, though. There we go. Yeah, I could have cast moon energy there, but it's not really necessary. I mean, we do enough damage, so we kill this thing relatively quickly without moon energy. Not to mention our moon energy is level 0 since we just got Luna. Alright, Axe Orb and Javor. We are going to reset out of that and we're going to load up our autosave. Okay, with that said, we rope out. Next stop is probably Empire. Although, before I go there, we're going to stop by Podos. We're going to get Luna up to like level 2. And that way we have 3 shots of moon energy. To use on the bosses. Just gotta be a little bit careful out here because our evasion's down. Of course, I get silenced. Oh gosh, these enemies, I swear. They silence you at the most annoying times. We'll drop a save here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get this to level 2 real quick. Let's smack this. All right. Level 2 is plenty for now. I could get it to level 3, yeah, but it's not really necessary. So we're gonna go ahead and refill our MP and then head on over towards Empire. We do have 1,000 gold. I want to save it in case the sprite is in the Empire. As a matter of fact, I might. Do I want to do castle first or ruins? We can do castle first, I guess. No, we'll do ruins first, honestly, because the reason why I want to do ruins first is because vampire spot has a ton of health as it is. We want to switch over to the sword here. Vampire spot has a lot of HP in general, and if there's anything in castle that I need, then the boss's HP are going to be higher, and their stats are going to be a little bit higher. So I would rather get this over with now than do it at a higher level. And that's assuming there's something at Northtown Castle, which I don't know. We did save. Go down. I should have saved. I should have saved in Northtown, but that's my fault. I think our last save is back in Potos anyway. I want to kill this. Because I don't want him putting me to sleep. That's the last thing we want, is to get slept. No thanks, I'm good. Alright, Doom's Wall. And we're gonna go ahead and cast one of these. And now we get 3 shots of it. Nice. That's good damage. Okay. Straight up 3-shot this guy. That last hit must have been a crit too. I don't know. It could have been. Alright, Jav Orb and nothing. Okay. We can't reset out of that because there's a check behind here. So let's go ahead and do that. Right now, 674 to level. I'm going to go ahead and prep my girl right now. Alright, vampire. Nice. We had Lunar Boost active too. That's why we were probably hitting so hard. Ah. He might grab me here. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. There we go. Pretty smooth fight, considering. We got smacked a few times, but it is what it is. That's why I'd rather do this spot now than, say, later. Okay, we are, what, level 12? Axe Orb, and there's our Sprite. Okay, excellent. So we did choose right. Alright, Sprite, and he came with the axe. Interesting. Okay, Spritey boy, I think I'm gonna give the javelin to you. Yeah. Toss you the javelin. I think I'm just gonna have him sit on that for the rest of the seed. Be flaming out. I need to get the Sprite some armor too. Depending on how much I have. $2K. 2K gets me Coon Cap, which we saw. Where did we see Coon Cap? Gold Isle, I think. Yeah, let me go get. I could get chest scars for both of them, but I'm gonna wait on those. I would rather get the Coon Cap right now. Okay, so Coon Cap, Wolfband, sure. And 1,000, I might just get a chest guard for him, honestly. And we saw chest guards back in Pandora, so we'll stop there real fast and get our Sprite armored up. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish off Empire. We'll check Northtown Castle. Go ahead and clear that out. And then what I might do after that is follow axe locked locations. Since we have the axe now. So the axe will unlock Dark Palace. It unlocks Sunken City. Alright, so you get this for now, you get this for now, and I'll upgrade the girl when I'm able to. Okay. Honestly, what I really should do is get these spells to level 3. And that way we can kill these bosses faster. Alright, so let's go to Potos. I passed it. There we go. Yeah, let's go to Potos. We'll grab, not grab, but we'll get these spells to level 3 real fast. Shouldn't take too long. Actually gonna start with 3s here. Because we're gonna level up out this guy anyway. And we'll get our MP back. Yep. Alright, level 2. We should level here. Yep. There's the level up. Alright, 3 should hit 3 here, I think. Yep. And we'll throw 3 of these out too. All right, let's go. Um, since we have the sprite now, we can go ahead and upgrade our girl's sword. I suppose we can, just in case I need her for something. I'm not doing it right now, though. I don't have the money. But what we are going to do is drop a save. And Sprite, you should be full MP, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll save. Oh, I do have the money. I'm just not going to do it right now. We'll check Northtown Castle, see what's here. If there's nothing here, we reset. And then we check Axe locked locations. And I should probably get this up while I'm walking there. Okay, I'm gonna get reflected on, unfortunately. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and, well, maybe not. Let me see what's here first, because I was gonna say we'll do here what we did in Ice Palace. Depends on what's here though. Okay, Bow's Orb, $400. Yeah, we can keep that, sure. If there's nothing at Mech 2, then we can reset. I mean, $400 isn't that much, honestly. Alright, so both of our spells are up. Alright, Mech 2. We're just gonna free snipe him here. Alright, that should do it. Yep. Alright, so let's see. We have the axe. We have the Dark Sea. Dark Palace is in logic. Sunken City chest is in logic as well. Water Palace was nothing. Earth Palace needs Sylphid. Alright, Boom Orb, Light Seed. Okay, so now the Light Palace is in logic. So we can go ahead and check both of those, honestly. But before we do that, we're going to head over towards Sunken City here. We'll grab this chest, and then I think my next play is probably Dark Palace. We might have issues with the boss though, with this setup though. Okay, there's Lumina. Lumina's good. We take that. We don't know if she's required or not. Yeah, I think my next play is Dark Palace. So let's do that. Matter of fact, we can go we can go Dark Palace into Light Palace. We could turn in the Dark Seed and the Light Seed. But like I said earlier, we may have issues with the boss though, because Lime Slime doesn't take much damage from water. And water's the only elemental magic we have right now. Well, we have Lumina, yeah, but I don't want to be using those on Lime Slime. I mean, we'll see what happens. I might have to pump this to level 4. We'll see. Alright, so it'll... Okay, we are currently level 13. And so are the enemies. Sprite is still catching up. He's like level 10 or something like that. Okay. Ooh, okay, that's huge. That is massive. All right. We're gonna work on this right now. We have to, because like I said, Lime Slime doesn't take a lot of damage from water, and water is our only element. Well, not anymore. Now we've got a tree element, so we can use this. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get this to level 2. There we go. Alright. Now that we got Baby Girl Dryad, well, we should be able to kill these bosses with relative ease now. Also, now that we have Dryad, we can check out that first, we can trigger that first orb in Fire Palace and see what that gets us. Okay. 11 MP. Yeah, good hit from Girl there. Ah, he got dispelled. You did. Yeah, okay. Did I save before this? I don't think I did. Because we did Northtown Castle, we did Sunken City Chest. No, we didn't save before this. So here's hoping there's actually something here that I need. Let's just hope and pray that there is. Google Belt, Wind Seed. Okay, yeah, we take that. Alright, so Wind Seed, let's see. We can turn that in, I guess. What's our money look like? 2,800. Sure, we can turn in the wind seed. I mean, there could be something behind there for all we know. Might as well. It's not like the palace is far away from where we are, so might as well do it. And this is for spell experience now. I think he's dead though. Yeah. All right, not bad so far. We still need to find Shade though. So far, we've got Undini, we've got Lumina, we've got Luna, and we've got Jaya. We got all the girls pretty much so far. Still need to find Shade because we know Shade's required. And Salamander, Sylphin, and Gnome are still... yeah, we can take that. I mean, it's 1,800 bucks. I'm going to have to upgrade my armor soon anyway. Because these enemies are like level 15 now. Let me see. Yeah, 15. I don't need to level anything. We're good. I could level up Lumina, but I'm not going to. There's no point. Alright, so let us try Light Palace and see what we get there. I can remember what was at the Gold Isle shop. I think there was coon caps and... Nah, let's just go. I mean, we saved that Wind Palace. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn in the Light Seed here and see what we get. Alright, Blue Spike. Go ahead and throw in a freeze here. You did? Yeah, alright. I wasn't sure if you had over 1,000 health yet. Alright, so... I also want to set foot in Fire Palace rather soon because we know that first orb is a Dryad orb. We can trigger that now. And see if we can get through there. I don't know. Like I said, we still have 4 elementals missing. Alright, Sword Orb. Alright, Gorgon Bull. I'm actually gonna go freeze here. Because my Dryad is maxed out right now. So this gives me the opportunity to level up Undini in this fight. Might as well. There we go. Unless this is nothing, then we're gonna reset. Okay. Still can't turn in the Earth Seed. We turned in the Dark Seed. We're turning in the Light Seed in a second here. We turned in the Wind Seed. And we turned in the Water Seed and got nothing. So, only seeds left are Fire, Moon, and Dryad. We have a cutting weapon and a whip. Light Palace gives us Dryad Seed and Sylphid. Okay, excellent. We take those. Alright, so Sylphid gives us access to the Earth Seed. We can check the Dryad Seed pedestal now as well. Before I do that though, we're gonna go to Kakara. We'll get Tiger Caps for the girl and Sprite here. I should get a chest guard for the girl too. I really should. Oh yeah. Honestly. Yeah, we'll just get 2 of these. I was thinking about getting Ruby Yarmet for the girl, but Ruby Yarmets are in freaking Dwarf Village, I think. And I don't feel like going back there. Would rather not check those spots yet anyway. We'll go ahead and forge our sword just in case I need her for something. Which I doubt, but you never know. Just gonna forge it once. Ooh, okay. Strength of Thunder's good. You take that. Alright, so 6 seeds. Still no sign of Shade. Or Gnome or Salamander. And any of those could be required. We know Shade is required, but Gnome or Salamander could also be required for Grand Palace. We don't know yet. And something tells me I need to find Shade. Because otherwise we can't get any more information out of Grand Palace and we'll be checking blind. So I think our next play is to look for Shade. Okay, so Sleep Flower this. We get the big petals. Okay, Whip Orb. We can also check the Dryad Seed pedestal. We need to kill Snapdragon to get there though. Undini. Okay, we have that. Nice. Alright, so we can check these next 2 chests here. Okay, 1,200 bucks. We can take that. We do not have the Fire Seed, unfortunately. Ow. You serious right now? Okay. Please. There's Shade. Okay. There's Shade. Let me check the 3rd orb in case there's something behind the Fire Seed, which I don't know. It is hard complexity, so it is very much possible. Alright, here's hoping we don't get set on fire. At the very least, we can open up the boss room. Well, attempt to anyway. We don't know what this elemental is yet. Okay, Salamander, we don't have that. Alright. We can't do anything about that, so we rope out. Alright, so we stop by Pandora. We stop by Pandora, grab a couple of chest guards. Well, we grab a chest guard for the girl, because Sprite already has one. On a seed like this, where you have to kill a bunch of bosses, you kind of need to keep your armor upgraded as much as possible. Get some of these and get some candies just in case. I mean, we probably don't need them, but you never know. Alright, so you can have that. I might need to stop by Dwarf Village, honestly. Okay. Yeah, we go Grand Palace here for sure. Alright, first things first. We are going to the lower Grand Palace. We're going to trigger these 2 orb rooms and figure out what else we need. The only elementals we're missing right now are Gnome and Salamander. So there is a chance we could be in go mode. So that's why we're coming here to check. Okay. As I said in previous seeds, information is powerful. And I would rather try and find out what else we need than to start checking blind for Gnome and Salamander. Not to mention, I am still avoiding Pure Land, if at all possible. Alright, let's see what we got here. Lumina. Okay. We do have Lumina. So Lumina is required. Dang enemies, get out of the way. Alright, another shade room. I mean, we could be in go mode. I doubt it though. I highly doubt it. Alright, let's check this out. Okay. Alright, we're getting silenced. Gnome. Okay. Good to know. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so now we know that Gnome is required. We have to find him. But before we do that, we are going to... Oh my god, stop casting stuff on me. Just let me go. We're gonna come up here and kill the Snapdragon, then we'll leave and save. Look at these guys trying to cast stuff on me. Get out of here. What the hell? I don't know if this is enough to kill him. I'm going to rely on the level up here. There we go. Sprite, please level. Good. Alright, boom mode. Alright, Dryad Seed pedestal has 1800 gold and nothing. Okay. Good to know. I mean, money's nice. But what we're going to do right now is drop a save. As a matter of fact, I think what I'll do here is... I'm going to go to Dwarf Village real fast. We'll pick up 2 Ivy Amulets. I should have the money for 2. That way we don't have to worry about getting put to sleep. Now... this situation is a little bit scary because we don't know what that last orb is. And it could be a Salamander orb and we don't know where Salamander is. We don't know what Gnome is for that fact either. So we might just have to do a couple of blind checks. But we're gonna go ahead and clear out Upper Grand Palace first, though. All right, let's see. We'll pick up 2 of these. Might as well pick this up. No. Might as well pick this up while I'm here. Go ahead and sell. Sell her tiger cap. White keeps his. Honestly, if we run into the boy at this point, I think I just reset out of him. I could make these checks here in Dwarf Village, but I honestly would rather clear Upper Sunken Continent first, or Upper Grand Palace rather. So let's see. Did we save? Let me save. We're gonna save split Watermelon. He was there, and then we check hexes. Oh God! Heaven forbid that Gnome is not in. Heaven forbid that Gnome is sitting in Imperial Land. I hope not. I think the worst case scenario here is if Gnome is sitting on the mana tree. That would be absolutely atrocious. Alright, Watermelon. Get above him. Smack him. There is a chance he walls here. Okay, no wall. Matter of fact, I want to go Dark Force here. The reason why is I want to get this up for Dread Slime later on. And Mana Beast. Alright, now he is out of MP, I think. Missed him. Cast this. I can't drain any more MP from him. Alright. Alright, this is where I need to use your magic here. Matter of fact, we do this. We do this too. Oh, Sprite, you would. Damn it, Sprite. I didn't think he was that low. If I figured he was that low, I would have just smacked him. I was thinking he still had a couple hundred HP left. Oh God, Sprite. Alright, Spear Orb and ooh, the Moon Seed. Okay, Moon Seed is actually in Logic. Or Moon Palace rather. So we can go ahead and check that. Alright, Burst is now level 6. Guy as a big girl. Yeah. Hexes is one of those spots that we can't save split because Hex's spot has to be done anyway in order to complete the run. So I figured I might as well go ahead and do it. Alright, Jab Orb and wow, Fire Seed is here. Okay. What's my play here? I think Moon Palace is my play, right? I think we go Moon Palace, Earth Palace, Fire Palace, in that order. I think that's what we do here. And hopefully we find something. Actually, we can't do Fire Palace because we don't have Salamander. So just Moon Palace and Earth Palace then. Yeah, Gnome and or Salamander being in the Pure Land is going to be absolutely atrocious. So let's just cross our fingers and hope they're not sitting there. Okay. Alright, Moonseed Pedestal. What do we have? Ooh, okay, there's Gnome, Midge Mallet. Perfect. Okay. Here's the plan. I know I don't have Salamander. We know Gnome's required. So the play here is to go to Grand Palace, trigger that Gnome orb, and then find out what that last orb is. If the last orb is Salamander, we have to turn around and go find him. If it's not, then we are in go mode. Chances are that it's not Salamander, but you never know. Okay. Alright, so we got to get to the 3rd floor. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this Moon Saber because I don't want to accidentally hit an undead enemy and kill myself. Because that's the last thing I want to happen. Not to mention I still have Moon Energy active too, so that would be a bad thing. Alright. Be down. Reset. Oh, I could have just ran through there. I have Ivy aiming that now. I forgot. Oops. I'm getting silenced though. Oh, no, I'm not. Alright, so if this last orb room is Salamander, we have to leave and go find him. If it's not, then we're in go mode and we can finish the seed. We do have... The odds are in our favor that it's not Salamander though. Okay, alright, we're good. Those are Dark Knights, right? Oh, Armored Men. Alright, never mind. Alright, so we are in go mode. Snapdragon and Hexers are already dead. So all that's left here is Mech 3. Okay. We're gonna go ahead with Shade here. I gotta get a Dispel Magic prepared here. This is gonna cast Wall. Yep. You should be dead. Should be. Yeah. Woo! All right. We managed to get through this seed without touching Pure Land, which is absolutely wonderful. I need to check my money after this. $11K. 11K. I believe 11K gets us 2 unicorn helms. I think I saw him here. Especially grab one for Spurt. Yeah, I think we have enough for 2. Yeah, we do. Alright, cool. It's just a little armor upgrade. For Sprite mainly. And you can have this too. Alright, let's roll. We should get around a 145 for the seed, but we'll see. Our Shade is level 5, our Dryad is level 6, so we should be okay. Ow. Oh my god. Really? Really? Is this how we're starting off? We're really starting off like this. I got counterattacked by the dang Iffish. And then I got set on fire. I'm almost tempted to just cast Wall here. Matter of fact, I am going to do that. On both of them. This will stop any spells from coming at me while I'm trying to run through here. Like silence from owls and blaze wall and whatnot. I don't want to see that miss. Bad enough I can't use speed up to run through here. Ow, Sprite. That crit though. It's so annoying when enemies crit. Because you never expect it. Alright, Mr. Buffy. I think he should be dead right here. Yep. Yeah, so it looks like Pure Land had absolutely nothing important that we needed. Pure Land might have had like the boy or Salamander or something. The bow, maybe. The gloves, maybe. How the hell did you get Moogled? What the? Oh boy. Alright, 17 MP gets us 5 of these. We catch 2 at a time here. Yeah. Okay, Luna just hit 6. Oh, he's dead. All right. I'm not sure what killed him there. It might have been my swing. Or one of Sprite's attacks. I'm not sure. Alright, since I don't have Salamander, I'm going to have to do the Mana Beast strat with Sylphid. Which is fine. Honestly, I think using it with Sylphid is a little better. Although Sylphid's a little bit slower. Come on, Sprite. I know these guys are like level 25 by now, something like that. Oh my gosh, please. Only reason that spell went through is because I was out of his range. And the enemies can do pretty much what I can do. And target stuff, I think one does like 600, right? Yeah. We cast one at a time. Otherwise, the second one is going to get wasted. No, not wasted, but it's going to do less damage. All right. Okay, so we should have 18 mana for Mana Beast. And he should be level 35. I might need like 4 cycles of Dark Force. Or not Dark Force, but Evil Gate. We'll see. Alright, we do this. Or 19 MP, okay. The damage not go through? Oh, he's dead. Okay. I was going to say, I was like, that I didn't hear the damage go through there. So that third evil gate must have been the killing blow. Because the way Mana Beast works, once you knock his HP down to 0, you can't target him with spells anymore. And that's how you can tell he's dead. Of course, he still has to go through all his animations before he actually dies, but that's just the way the game was coded. All right, so it looks like we're getting 143 something. All right, 143.01 is our time. Yeah, so it's like I said in the beginning, this is a seed where you absolutely have to respect triple XP. Because if you play this seed and don't respect triple XP, it is going to bite you in the ass later on in the seed. Guaranteed. Because the more bosses you kill, the more experience you get. And since it's triple XP, you're getting more XP than you usually get. Because when you play the randomizer, the XP is usually set to 2.0, which is normal, or double rather. But when you're running triple XP, you're going to level up faster. And in turn, the enemies are going to level up faster, which means they scale up faster. So the longer you play the seed, the harder it's going to get. But honestly, we can say that about almost any seed, but especially on this seed. When we have triple XP added with hard complexity, that means you have to make more checks in general. Not always, but in general, you have to make more checks. And you have to kill more bosses. And you're going to have to possibly get more progression items. Luckily, we only needed 3 elementals for Grand Palace. This could have been a seed where we needed 6 elementals or something crazy like that. And we needed, other elementals to get through other places, get past orbs and whatnot. So, this could have been much worse. This could have been much worse for sure. Also, I feel as though this is a seed where you absolutely do not touch Pure Land unless you want to gain like 15 levels after the fact. I'm not sure how many levels exactly you get, but it's a lot. Especially if someone decides to go Pure Land early, which I have no idea why in this situation, but if someone goes to Pure Land early, say after freebies or whatever, they'll end up probably like level 15 or something, maybe higher. And then you still have the rest of the seed. You still have the bosses in the other locations. So in that case, chances are you end up at like level 30, level 30 plus, and the enemies are hitting like trucks. It's not that difficult to try and keep up, but it is going to be difficult as the seed progresses because naturally armor costs more and more money. So you're going to have to find a way to keep up with the enemy scaling, otherwise you will fall behind and you will start taking heavy damage from enemies when you're trying to run through places, and heavy damage from bosses. And that's the scenario that you do not want to be in on this type of seed. So Pure Land, absolutely avoid it like the plague. Avoid it. But honestly, on the other hand though, I can see runners going to Pure Land because it's hard complexity. But it's also vanilla bosses too. So unless someone goes to Vampire and grabs the sprite, then going through Pure Land early is going to feel really slow. You may have the armor to get through there because I think you get like 1,000 gold for free. You may have the armor to get through most, if not all, of those bosses, but those fights are going to be pretty slow. Dragon Worm, high HP, moderately high defense. Thunder Gigas, high HP, moderately high defense. Axe Beak, high HP, moderately high defense. So those bosses are going to take a long time to kill. So that's another reason why I didn't want to go Peel Land, because vanilla bosses, that means you have to fight all 3 dragons there. And if you don't know how to handle those dragons, it's going to take you a while to kill them without any offensive magic. Unless, like I said earlier, unless you have the sprite. But if you don't have the sprite, then Peel Land is just going to take it's going to take a long time to clear. And on top of that, you gain like 15 plus levels. So in the end, it's not really worth it. So that is mainly my reasoning of not going to Peel Land, is because I did not want to spike these enemy levels up that fast and still have the rest of the seed to contend with. All right, so small little breakdown here. We do freebies into Pandora Ruins, pretty standard stuff. We find the whip at complexity 0. The whip allows you access to the entire Ice Palace, as well as the Grand Palace chest, which had the sword. Sword not really necessary to do anything. Well, I guess you can say it was. If you go to Witch's Castle, it is, but other than that, it's not really necessary. Because the axe was on the sprite, and you needed the sprite, obviously, to complete the run. So at the very least, you'll find the axe as your cutting weapon. But if you go, freebies in the Pandora Ruins, you grab the whip out of the treasury and then get the sword out of the Grand Palace chest, then that's an extra cutting weapon. We also got the gold key out of Pandora Ruins itself, which allows you access to Light Palace, obviously. So I decided, once I got that sword, I decided to run to Witch's Castle. Well, I did water seed into Undini's cave first, because they're right next to each other. We had a fire weapon in the javelin, so we can kill the Jabberwocky, we can kill the biting lizard relatively quickly. And I saved, and you notice I saved a lot in this seed, because like I said in the beginning, we save split nearly everything, as we do not want to spike these enemy levels too high to the point where they become, out of control, they start doing massive damage or whatnot, and we don't want to deal with all that. So that's why we save split. So Water Palace didn't lead us to anything. Undini's Cave didn't lead us to anything. So we reset out of those. We went Witch's Castle. Because we had the sword and the whip, Witch's Castle is accessible. I really only went Witch's Castle to get the hint. The 2 checks there, might as well do them since you're there. I think the spear and something else was there, so we reset out of that. There's no reason to keep the spear here, unless you want to, but I see no reason to keep the spear. We got the hint saying that the sprite was in mid, so that immediately tells me, okay, I want to check mid-game areas, because obviously I need the sprite. So we check mid-game areas. We just forego early game, the rest of early game anyway. There's no point doing early game in this seed, I don't think. Ice Palace is accessible since we have the whip. Might as well do that. Although I probably could have gotten away with resetting out of the salamander oven. It was 800 gold, so might as well keep it. But you can reset out of it. That's pretty much player's discretion right there, whether you want to keep the 800 gold and like 2 levels, or reset out of 800 gold and not keep 2 levels. But Ice Palace gave us Luna. Now Luna wasn't really needed for anything, but as always, Luna is just nice to have, because Luna is OP, as we all know. Luna is definitely good to have for the sprite, of course, for magic absorb, good to have for the girl for moon energy and lunar boost. So why not keep her? We check frost gigas after that. Nothing there, so we reset to the autosave. We keep Luna, and then we go to Empire. Again, we are looking for the sprite. Now, since our sword had light damage on it, we did ruins first because we know it's vanilla bosses, so both of those bosses are weak to light. And we had Luna, so we can deal massive damage to those bosses with a level 1 weapon. So that's why I did ruins first. Doomswald had nothing, but the sprite was at Vampire, which obviously is necessary. Sprite came with the axe. So now all of the axe locked locations are open, including Sunken City, which had, I believe, Sunken City was what? What was Sunken City? Was, I think, Lumina? If I remember correctly, I think it was Lumina. Lumina ended up being required, so you have to do that. Getting Sprite also gives you access to the Dark Palace since you have the axe and the Dark Seed. Might as well go ahead and clear it. Dark Palace gives us Dryad out of one of the chests, which was required to get through the Fire Palace. Fire Palace gave us Shade in the last chest, which was also required. And I really think the Seed wanted you to go get Shade because you won't know what else is required for Grand Palace until you find Shade. There's just no way of knowing. Unless, like, the Necessary gives you a hint saying that so-and-so is required for Grand Palace or whatever. But chances are that the Necessary won't give you that kind of hint. So you might as well, go get Shade and then go to Grand Palace and find out what else you need. And that's exactly what we did. We turned in the Dark Seed, we turned in the Light Seed, we ran across Sylphid, and I believe, what was that? What else was there? I think it was just Sylphid. Oh no, the Dryad Seed. The Dryad Seed was there too. So Light Seed was, of course, on Mech 2. I decided to go ahead and full clear Empire after finding the sprite because why not? We're already there, might as well do it. Came across the Light Seed, and then that gives you access to the Light Seed pedestal, which gives you access to Sylphid and the Dryad Seed. Dryad Seed had nothing on it, which is fine. Sylphid, however, is required to get into the Moon Palace. You also need to kill Watermelon for the Moon Seed, and you need Sylphid to get into the Moon Palace, and the Moon Seed gives you access to Gnome, which was required. So that's really the gist of what the Seed wanted you to do. Honestly, there's several ways you can route this Seed, but none of those routes should include Pure Land because Pure Land on this particular Seed is an absolutely atrocious play. It really is. And now that I say that, we found all 8 Seeds. We found every single elemental spirit aside from Salamando. So I want to say Pure Land did not have anything worth keeping. It didn't have anything important, I should say. So again, it's not really worth doing. And if someone does go through Pure Land and finds, whatever is there, we never went, so I don't know what's there. They're going to be sad because there's no progression there. I mean, I could see someone, if they're, 5,000 IQ, I could see someone making a save, going to Pure Land, killing all 6 bosses, finding out there's nothing there, and then resetting. But that's a huge waste of time. As I said earlier, those Pure Land bosses are not going to go down fast unless you have the sprite. And even then, it depends on how, strong your sprite is. So, yeah, so I can definitely see the potential of this being a pretty rude Seed. Routing this Seed is Not easy, but it's not that bad either. So I think as long as you find the key points of progression, which is the sprite and the axe, shade, Lumina, gnome. A gnome you're gonna probably find toward the end anyway. Um, Dryad, the moon seed, the light seed, the dark seed. As long as you find those, then uh, your seed won't be too bad, honestly. And even more importantly, it's a good idea to save split everything that you can in order to keep the enemy scaling down, because the last thing you want to do is have these enemies at level 30 plus and they doing a bunch of damage to you, and you don't have the money to get armor upgrades, and then you're looking sad. So anyway, 143.01 is our time. It is Saturday as I'm recording the seed. I'm gonna go ahead and put this time in right now. I highly doubt that a lot of the runners have finished yet, so I mean there might be a few, because there are a couple of runners that tend to do these seeds on the Friday that they get uploaded. 143.01. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Wow, so we already have 2 forfeits. And then we have a 236.13. Interesting. Alright. I mean, I can kind of see why folks will forfeit the seed, because it is pretty rude. Like I said, that triple XP, it's a very mean flag, especially when you put it together with hard complexity. You kill too many bosses, and the seed is going to fight back by biting you in the ass. So definitely a smart idea to try and keep those enemy levels as low as you can. Keep the enemy scaling down as much as you can, in order to keep the bleeding light instead of heavy, if that makes any sense. All right, so anyway, 143.01 is our time for this seed of the week, number 212. You guys won't see this until Friday when it gets uploaded. Yeah, what else can I say about this seed? I don't think it's as rough as last week's seed, but it can be a rough seed. The triple XP, as I said, not a flag to mess around with. You may think that triple XP is good because your characters level up faster, but it's only good. Honestly, triple XP is only good in like rando mode, and if you're running something like a timed seed where enemies are going to gain levels by time instead of by you leveling up. Triple XP is good then, but if you're running anything like match player or enemies level up, enemy stats level up by bosses and whatnot, then it's not such a nice flag. All right, with that said, I will see you guys next time.